Ciao nice people! Welcome on this new stream of Katawa Shoujo. I need a... Aha! Here we have it! Okay! Here we are again on Katawa Shoujo, our weekly appointment, as every time. Oh no. I now realize I have a dark green shirt. I'm not completely transparent, but may cause some issues. It's fine. So, last time, Nightbot, where are you going? We may having a... Give me a second. We may be having a problem with the stream avatars. I don't know why it desyncs every time. Give me a sec. Okay. Should be correct. Is it? Kinda right. Kinda right. Okay. So, what happened last time on Katawa Shoujo? Well, Arena went away. Well, not really went away. She went to paint on the 22nd corner. Which, again, they argued that where do you start counting the corners? But to present her paintings in a... it's called not really a museum, but to show her paintings, she has to paint a lot. So now she's working overtime without getting paid, so, well, if it's a dream, I suppose makes sense, but other than that, she's working overtime to follow her dream, and now we are going to her and see how she's going. Also, we got to the next chapter. Wait, are those two together? Like, those two added together in the chapter. Interesting. Okay. We can resume from the edge of the world. So, what happened last time? Well, lots of things, actually. We can go back. Nice. Well, simply, I can go back a certain degree. Okay. When the previous time, as I said, Rin went to paint in the city because she needed a free space where to paint, and the school couldn't offer one of those. So to try to follow and find the right path. In the meantime, even the protagonist doesn't know which path to follow. So this will probably be a story that has something to do with it. Also, probably today we are gonna start seeing not really safe for word stuff, okay, safe for work. So we'll see. The next day I take the bus into the city. It goes twice an hour, starting in the morning. You can say it goes instead of say it passes. Passing by the front gate of Yamaku at 20 minutes past and 10 to the hour. Wait. Passing the front gate of Yamaku at 20 minutes past and 10 to the hour. Okay, I get it. So the bus each hour passes 2 times. At hour and 20 and hour and 50. So, for example, if it's 10 in the morning, I need to take it at 10 and 20 or 10 and 50. Or 10 past 11. 10 before 11. Okay, hi Zoro. Like 8:20, 8:50. Okay, yeah, I got it, but it took me some time. Also, fun fact, I never watch when the bus passes. I never check when the bus passes because I go when I'm ready. So, if I know that the next bus passes in 20 minutes, doesn't change much. I just go out and wait for the bus. one could argue if I know the bus passes early, I try to get ready as soon as I can, but the truth is, I kinda always came right in time and barely late every time I need to go anywhere. So I don't think that matches well the behavior of checking when the bus passes. The ride takes considerably longer than the one Numiya gave us in his car. I slowly read a book at the bus as the bus makes it rounds through the suburbs, pausing at almost every stop to pick up someone or let them out. Eventually, we make it to the last stop at the city center. The city is fair-sized. It's fairly big, or it's big as a fair. I suppose it's more like in the meaning big as a fair. So, not really big, actually pretty small for a city. But not too large, and seems too quiet. Nevertheless, I enjoy the atmosphere. Okay, never mind, it's the other thing. More like big enough, so it has a fair dimension. Like a decent amount. Yeah, makes sense because later there's but not too large. So it makes more sense. And hi Fado! Right in time, we are going to visit Rin. Despite being slightly directional challenged, I wonder how he will do with a no map challenge. I find my way through the bus station to the gallery without too much effort. And soon I find myself staring at the big letters saying 22nd corner. Sorry, I got a mind-blowing idea. What if I play Final Fantasy XIII without a map? Final Fantasy XIII no map challenge, hear me out. No, wait, doesn't change anything, right? Let's talk about Final Fantasy XIII next year, okay? I think yesterday we talked way too much about it. You mean like you did yesterday? No, unfortunately I cheated, I checked the map once or twice. But it wasn't for to move around, admittedly. Inside, the gallery owner is intently studying a large painting hanging on the wall, a portrait of an old man. Good afternoon? She turns around to look at me, and a smile of recognition spreads on her lips. Oh, aren't you the young man from the other day? Shinichi's student, Isao, was it? Ah, that's right. Good afternoon, Miss Sayonji. Please, just sigh. I don't want to feel any older than I am. I'm sorry. It reminds me of Nae, the name. Also, she has... The nice haircut from Robotic Notes was... Still, she still had the twin tails, right? So, never mind. You know, I'm glad that even young people show interest in art nowadays. No, actually I don't care. I only care about Rain, okay? It's so refreshing. What brings you here? Surely you aren't just on a courtesy visit, all the way from your school. Actually I came for Rain. I was hoping to see how she's doing. Oh, that's right. Well then, you need to step back outside. Okay, because I thought there was like the floor above. But no, you access from outside. The atelier is actually at the next door on the right down the street. And up the stairwell. Just climb the stairs up to the top floor. There's only one door, you can't miss it. So now it's 23rd corner. I give Isaya my thanks, exit the gallery and locate the door she was talking about. Wait, this is the same staircase? No. They are recycling the asset. Right, this is the staircase of the school just flipped out. It leads to a dark stairwell, which reminds me of the stair leading to the roof of the school building. Wait, is it the same at this point? I feel like it's the same flipped around, right? Wait, I have streaming tricks. Let me use them. So, Is it? Yeah, it's the same, right? It feels like it's the same. Here. The stairs are steep, and even though it's only 5 floors, my breathing gets heavy before I reach the top. An unassuming wooden door waits for me there. It's unlocked, so I knock, and I gently open the door. And then he found himself on the roof with Amy. How? It's only me. Just Amy. Would be actually pretty cool. Cool, well, I wouldn't say cool, I would say an interesting concept for a game that the first girl you meet actually becomes the main girl even in the other routes. That's actually a interesting choice, an interesting idea. A dating sim where the first girl you meet, yes, the first girl you meet somehow remembers, and when you next time you play, if you go with another girl, she gets upset to you because you are cheating on her. Ooh, wait, I might have some ideas here. I'm bookmarking this one, okay? I'm bookmarking this one. Damn, sis, you live like this. Girls, artistic girls see this and don't see any problem with it. The atelier is really just one big room, with the ceiling lower at one end than the other, because the roof of the building is gabled. Ah, first time I hear it, but I suppose it's slightly inclined in one direction. Sure, still, let's see. Gabled. Yeah, constructed with a single slope. Ah, okay, wait. So it means there's like only one slope on the roof, not two, as usual. Well, usually there's freedom in using words. We are in America. Well, not really, never mind. There's a huge skylight in the ceiling that acts as a main source of light for the room, bringing in sunlight that reflects off the white painted walls. I suppose it's good to use natural light for art. There isn't much in the way of interior decoration. No surprise, since the room seems to have been used as a storage for a while. All kind of boxes and office furniture are scattered around the place. The room is dusty, since it's not been in use for a while. I can see that someone has made some effort to clean up a little, but it's far from immaculate. Oh, first time we see Rin from behind, right? Rin stands in the middle of the room, with her back to me, staring at a half-painted canvas placed on an easel. Not working on it, just staring, menacingly. She wears what must be second or third hand denim. What's denim? Maybe that weird type of shirt? Oh, didn't mean to close this one. So. Denim. Hard wearing cotton twin. Ah, okay. The jeans then. Ah, okay. Good to know. Or third hand denim overalls over the standard school uniform shirt, much like the one I'm wearing. Ah, it's the same shirt, okay. It's a material of jeans. I never wondered from what the jeans are made of, actually. I thought jeans were made out of jeans. They look pretty worn and are covered in paint splatters. Or is it blood? From the way they seem to be loose or tight in places, I'm guessing that Rin weren't originally Rins. Hi. Hello. Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around, saying maybe something more than just a mechanical reply to my greeting. Smiling, anything. She keeps doing whatever she's doing. Probably some weird creative thing inside her head. Perhaps I should have expected as much. Still, I make another attempt at conversation. This is a pretty good place. Big too. Yeah, it is. So I said I can use this as much as I like. I even have my own key. So how's the work going? She doesn't answer for a while. I begin to wonder if she's really forgotten the question. As a cloud drifts over the building, shadowing the light pouring in from the skylight, the changing rain surroundings seem to wake her up. I don't know. It's like a huge ball. I don't really know which side is the right one. That's an interesting metaphor or of anything. How does she use key? Good question, with her mouth probably. Or with her foot, I don't know. Unless it's a magnetic key. Okay. I don't think so, because I don't think the storage upstairs would use a electronic key, magnetic key, but... I don't know, honestly. Probably with her mouth. That's the best idea I have. It's really huge. It's the hugest thing ever. Like a mountain growing inside of me. Like I swallowed a mountain whole. What kind of comparison is that? It's going to be really hard, I think. Really very hard. I try to listen for undercurrents of stress, of uncertainty in her voice, but I don't pick up anything like that. Why are you here? Just to suffer? Her tone is not as unkind as the directness of the question would make it seem. Well, you said that would be fine if I came to visit, so here I am. I guess it's not for any real reason, but I thought you might like company or assistance or maybe some... Hisa, can you be quiet for about 15 minutes? Maybe 10 is enough. 5 definitely is not. You can talk afterwards. She's telling me to shut up. Well, maybe she's in some sort of flow of painting, but still. Can you shut up? Sure, why not screenshot this one? Okay. Her tone is sharp, nothing like I've ever heard from her before. There is no command, no annoyance, no anger, but her voice pierces me all the same. Alright. With the silence that falls, anxiety creeps back into my heart. I wonder if it was a mistake to come here. Murmurs of traffic filter in from outside and... filter in from outside, and I start to feel more and more uncomfortable. All my thoughts keep finding themselves returning to certain things that have been swirling relentlessly in the back of my mind for some time now. I feel like those thoughts will surface out of the tempestuous sea of my mind, whether I want it or not. Desperate to divert my focus, I fixate on Rin's back as my mind races. I don't think I've ever studied anyone's back so intently before. Is this entering like the borderline of the... I don't know. Why is she watching so intently her back? Will I be getting like a back fetish or of some kind? Is there even anything like... No, I'm not asking. I'm pretty sure there is. Her neck hidden by copper-colored hair, which is, again, in complete disarray. Shoulder fetish, well, that is pretty common, actually. I don't think I have it. Never tried. I don't know what I have to try. Rain turns around and has a totally different face. My name is Tiffany. Would make for a pretty good plot twist, but... we recognized their voice, probably. Armpit fetish is probably more common. Yeah, I heard it more. About it, honestly, I don't think I have it, but again, never tried. The relaxed yet rigid posture reminded me that Rin's physical appearance often tends to be as awkward as her various trains of thought. Those gaunt, delicate shoulder blades, delicate shoulder blades visible through the thin white fabric of her shirt. The contours of her hips curving down to her thin thighs. It pisses me off. Rarely does she ever seem to be looking at me, whether literally or figuratively. I, on the other hand, I'm always watching her back, both literally and figuratively. Name any body part, definitely at least I'm a fetish. Yes, including the one you're thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about anything, but I'm starting to. And that one too. Well, there's... Yeah, actually I can't think of any that probably isn't. The chick, maybe? The chick? That, because the chick doesn't sound like something... it's something cute, the chick, right? Not something you can fetishize, right? But probably does, so never mind. Yeah, I don't have any idea. I don't have any idea. The elbow? No, probably even the elbow, never mind. Okay, I surrender another time. You piss me off. Probably a JoJo reference. Whenever she's painting, whenever something catches her flattery attention, whenever I don't forcefully make her listen to me. Everything can be turned into a fetish. Well, some material objects, I don't know, honestly. But body parts for sure. Like, I have the Wii U box here. Does that count? The Wii U box. I can't reach through to her. Rin's heart is uncharted territory. Dangerous waters. The blank areas on a map. The edge of the world? Wait, so the earth is really flat then? Yeah, because Rin is his world. Oh! If I went too close, I wonder if I would fall off. What do I think of her? If you try hard enough... Okay, yeah, you may be right. I don't know how, but... people have a lot of fantasy. Everything is wifeable at the end. Sometimes she's aloof and distant, and it annoys me. At other times her passion for the things she thinks are worthwhile shines through, and it inspires me. I can't understand her. Still, I like her and consider her my friend. I suppose part of friendship is putting up with the oddities of the people you call friends. I have to admit, there is a lot of putting up with Rin. What does she think of me? I have no idea. Last week I thought she might have liked me romantically, but what with the kiss and all? It forced me to ponder my own feelings too. This week I'm utterly confused. What would she do if I told her I liked her that way? I wonder if I really do. She would probably shrug. Oh, that's cool. And then she changes subject. Damn, I can't make sense of even my own thoughts anymore. It must be contagious. Those were confusing times. Even if I said a thing like that, would it matter? Nothing affects Rin. Well, probably she has a high debuff resistance. Nothing. I'm done. I find her turned around, now staring straight at me. It unnerves me. I try to remember what we, or rather I, were talking about before she requested a timeout. Alright, I just came to... I don't know. You still can't finish your sentences? It's not that. Fine. She retreats from the conversation, slipping away from me once again. No! She doesn't return to painting, but instead keeps looking at me with that empty poker face of hers. I wanted to talk about stuff. I thought a lot about things. What things? Like what happened last week and so on. What happened? I get the feeling she's playing with me. Why? I have no clue. It's not a game she's playing with my head. I'm pretty sure she doesn't deliberately try to screw with people. Maybe it's just my own mind playing tricks on itself. Still, Rin feels like a puzzle in the form of a girl. This is work for Professor Layton. How many picarats here? I feel attracted to it, compelled to solve it. The overly rational part of my brain refusing to let me give up. A puzzle that's missing a few pieces? No! That was nasty. Funny though. I have to admit. I'd argue every girl is a puzzle. Wait, even worse. And most of the girls are a puzzle like Octostranded, I feel like. Where you need to approach like more than 8 different point of views. I feel like I should rebrand the Octostranded and rename it like How to Understand a Girl tutorial. Tutorial 1 out of 1000. And of course adds one more character each new game. I can't leave her alone. I never would have believed I could be this obsessive about something. Make an alternate title screen. Yeah, would be funny actually. Good idea. Why do I hesitate so much and keep running in circles around her? I don't have to do that. I already decided what I want to say. Rin. Saying her name with an intention like this makes my mouth dry. As if my subconscious is fighting against what I'm going to say next. I feel like I'm going to look up any moment now. Rin looks up from her pain-covered toes and stops wriggling them, as there isn't anyone to observe them curiously now. Why are you watching there? You're declaring your love. You're about to declare your love. Don't watch her feet, okay? I feel like that's common sense. Watch a girl in the eyes when you confess, not the feet, okay? Feels like common sense, right? The hard stare of her dark green eyes seems like a portent. I like you. The lack of any reaction is like a slap to the face. So, I mean, I'd like to like you as more than a friend. What is more? She doesn't know what a relationship is. Cool, bro. Oh no. We would get broadzoned. The slow, hesitant words coming from between her strawberry-colored lips are not the ones I was waiting for. Wait. We got strawberry scent from Amy. Now we got strawberry-colored lips from Rin. Neither of the two possible answers that I've been expecting, actually. Wait, no. The answers could be yes, no, and let me think, right? So, now it's time for the meme, right? Okay, I'm gonna declare to her. What's the worst she could say? What's more than a friend? I don't know. Strawberry fetish a thing? No way, don't answer. Never mind. Is she going to have strawberry fingers? We are finding the common theme now. Is Anako a strawberry pie? Definitely a pie, though. I feel like we are finding strawberries everywhere. And with Lily, I don't know, she uses a strawberry cane like the ones you have for Christmas. I feel myself blushing heavily, as is par for the course of this kind of situation. My heartbeat sounds like a percussion orchestra on drugs. Rin's folks' innocent inquiry feels like I'm being grilled over hot coals. Is this a parachain reference? We got a parachain reference even, wow. I'm screenshotting this. You know, like romantically and... no. No! Rin turns around, giving me the cold shoulder as she returns to looking at her painting. She makes a move to pick up her brush, which lies forgotten on the floor, but decides against it at the last moment. I can't talk about that kind of thing now. Okay, it's not like a straight no. So, don't talk about that kind of things, please. Or she could say is no. And she did. We are friends, right? So you can do that. Friendzone! No! The silence those words leave behind is deafening. I want to say something, but my mouth refuses to move. There is no way I can retain my dignity. If you had any. Friendzone! Sounds pretty good. Rin finally picks up the brush without giving an explanation for her behavior. Maybe there was something in her voice that gave away some emotion, but I couldn't say what. Her shoulders slump melancholically as her foot works the canvas in front of her. She won't let me see her face, and I know it. Feeling the weight of my heart grow heavier, I stand up to leave, for I can't stay here any longer today. It's like I have opened Pandora's box by stepping over some line that Rin didn't want me to cross, and she had to turn me down. I walk across the squeaky floor to the door leading to the stairwell. Rin's quiet voice stops me in my tracks as I'm about to open the door. Iso. My hand, still on the brass doorknob, is waiting for me to turn it or to withdraw. Yeah? Will you come tomorrow? Yeah. Well, at least she doesn't completely hate us. Nice. We are still fine. Still, I don't know how Isao will mend his heart like twice now. After a night of bad sleep, I go through the day, mostly on automatic. I put my uniform mechanically, do schoolwork mechanically, eat my lunch mechanically, reply to teachers mechanically, and thus, when the final bell rings, I still feel as I just woke up. My mind feels blank and overcrowded at the same time. I can't even begin to unravel the tangle of feelings I've gotten myself into. Isao turned into a robot. He lost his humanity. I spend the bus trip downtown, staring out of the window, thinking about those things. As a result, by the time I climb the stairs to the atelier 4 floors above the size gallery, I'm feeling completely exhausted. Expecting awkwardness, I quietly knock on the door before entering. I spot Rin at the center of the small clear area in the room, working on a painting. She doesn't acknowledge my arrival in any way. Hi, I came as promised. Rin snaps her head to my direction immediately. She was waiting for me to say something, and looks that cold green gaze of hers on me. Although I'm sure my own face can't hide my feelings, Rin's expression is as expectant and neutral as always. The clouded, slightly absent-minded darkness in her eyes is like a wall, standing between me and her. It is the first awkward silence between us that is truly awkward. Yesterday, both of us said something we couldn't take back, and there is no way it can be undone. I want to say something, but Rin forbade me from doing so. I can't even begin to guess what she's thinking, but I'm feeling the pressure of her lightless eyes on me, compelling me to break the silence without saying the thing I most want to say. To my horror, I find that I can't find any way to start a conversation. It's as if I've completely lost the ability to speak with her. Just keep working if you're in the middle of something. I'll just sit down here. Rin nods wordlessly at me and picks up the brush from the floor with the toes of her right foot. I sink into a worn-out sofa, picking up a book from my bag and opening it to where I stopped last night. I can't really concentrate on it, but it's better than doing nothing. The two of us are so close to each other, together in the same room even, and yet we are both off doing our own things as if we were miles apart. I can't help but wonder about this unnatural situation. Why did I come here? Because she asked me to do so yesterday, of course. However, looks like there's absolutely no need for me to actually be here. Makes me feel awkward at first, but as I recall the previous silences I quietly passed with Rin, I settled down and tried to tune into that some comfortable mood I was in back then. Time stretches, then slows down. The pages of my book rustle each time I turn them. After maybe half an hour, or 1 hour at most, Rin breaks the silence, to my complete surprise. Hisao. Yeah? Are you my friend? Wait, we are not even friends now? It's an echo of yesterday, I know it, so even Rin couldn't just push it aside from her mind. Caught off guard, I answer honestly. I don't... Yeah, of course I am. Don't worry about stuff like that, come on. Okay. She doesn't say anything further. I feel happy somehow. That's it, that's the only thing they said. Several chapters later, I mark my spot, close the book and put it away in my bag. Getting up from the sofa, I see that Rin has made a considerable progress on her painting. I took a look at it for a bit. It's still not quite finished, I suppose. It looks great. It's bad luck to comment on unfinished paintings. I know, I'm sorry! After that, I quietly leave the studio and catch the bus. Taking me back to school. Wait, they like exchanged like 4 lines in like 4 hours or how many were there? They didn't say anything. That painting looks like the Grim Reaper playing pool. This one is not even a... Oh, you're right. To me it feels like an empty canvas, but there's just a light white light on it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can see it. I can definitely see it. Are we going the next day? Are we going to talk a little more? Hopefully. Yes, we do. Life settles in some sort of vague, undefined norm. I visit Rin whenever I can, but each time is as strange as the first. They consist mainly of me watching Rin at work, or just reading a book on the couch while she works. We barely talk at all. Long, quiet evenings stretch over the last weeks of June. I sit on the couch in the atelier, listening to the quiet rustle of Rin's brush and my own heartbeat, trying to make sense of the former and forget about the latter. I am a silent visitor in this place, a ghost. At some point I start thinking that my presence is meaningful to Rin somehow, but never end up asking her about it. I don't bring the forbidden topic anymore either, and try to stop thinking about it altogether. It's hard to do so, and doesn't get any easier with the passage of time. My heart etches every time I look at the awkward figure of the girl I decided I liked. No, you're wrong, you don't decide you like something, right? You just like it, you cannot decide what you like. Cries in, I'm in the gachas I like the weakest characters. That's unfortunate. Because I can't decide who I like. Yet, who refuses to acknowledge it? Ring me your items! What's that? I still can't seem to find the right word to talk to her about anything at all, but I find quite solace in observing her from nearby. The distance between us doesn't feel that huge when I can be close to her, even if it's like this. Rin works like a demon. There is barely a moment where she's without a brush between the toes, or not walking in circles around her current work in progress, estimating it from every angle and distance. She seems to be completely taken over by her will to work, to change herself into the sort of artist she believes would be worthy of the trust and obedience have placed in her. Piles of sketches, works in progress, tubes of oil, paint and brushes slowly begin to crowd the small atelier, making it even messier than it was before Rin acquired the right to use it. I offer to help her clean every now and then, but each time she refuses. It dawns on me that, in her mind, the room is not in utter chaos. Rather, her system of keeping track of everything is so elaborate only Rin herself can make sense of it. Reminds me of Steins Gate. In the second game there is Mahoyajo, which is the colleague of Kurizu, that apart from being the legal loli, she is a complete mess on keeping everything together, everything in the right place. But by her, it's not a mess. Everything is in its right place, because in sometimes when she needed something, she knew where to find it, like in the ground near the door. Like everything is on the ground, but she knows where everything is on the ground. So it's an ordered mess, or a calculated mess, you could say. She knows exactly where everything is, from the tiniest brush to the half-empty tube of crimson that's the perfect shade of some picture in progress. Rin walks from one painting to another, looking at them as if not remembering that she made them. She talks to herself, or the painting, even when I'm present. Always just quietly enough that I can't make out the words. Every day, Rin pours herself onto the canvas, for hours on end, squeezing every bit of her ability, and even her soul, to make good on that promise she made to me, or herself. Black marks appear beneath her eyes, a sure sign that she's keeping sleep in favor of painting. I'm somewhat surprised to see her at school a few times. I never go and say hello, though, as if somehow feel it would break the silent magic of the evenings we share at the atelier. Sometimes a sigh comes by when I'm there. She gives me a certain kind of look when she shows up. I think she doesn't like that I'm always hanging out with Rin up there, but she never says a word about it. She isn't quite as full of praise for Rin's works as Nomiya, but is visibly impressed nevertheless. However, when she turns her eyes from the wonderful work of art to look upon the little redheaded girl that made them, a sudden deep sadness floats onto the surface of her expression. Space. I can't explain it, and she never talks about it. June turns into July, almost without warning. End of term exams loom dangerously close, but all I can think of is Rin. I feel like a sleepwalker at school, looking forward only to the next time I get to visit the silent place above Sai's gallery. After Rin refuses my attempts at a direct help with her work, I try to figure out other ways to help her. It finally dawns on me that she isn't eating properly. My course of action decided, oh, you're taking some snacks, that's nice. My course of action decided, I stop at a convenience store before going to catch the bus downtown. I feel very energetic as I open the door, not gently, to the atelier and greet Rin. I brought you some fruit. You need vitamins and actual food after all. Do you even eat up there? I do eat. If I didn't eat, I couldn't paint. Then why don't you eat a couple of those? I shake a bag full of ripe oranges in my hand, employed to tempt Rin into taking a break. To my surprise, she actually lays her brush down and walks over to me to see what I bought. Her expression doesn't change at all when she looks into the bag. I can't eat oranges, Hisao. It does not work very well with feet. I can peel you oranges, okay? Look, here. Oh well, never mind. I have already peeled one. I'm doing like heart attack. So, next step, you peel the orange. We already have a peeled one here. Let me take a piece. Actually, I took the oranges as an experiment. Because every stream of Katawa Shoujo, I get very tired by talking a lot. So, I was seeing if there is something that could help alleviate the fatigue. That's alright, I'll do it. Of course I knew that. She told me herself, after all. I extracted tiny fruit knife I had with me. The fruit? You peel it with your hands, are you lazy? How do you even peel oranges with a knife? You can peel oranges with a knife, but doesn't feel like as precise with your hands, right? Because with a knife, there are some pieces that I don't know. Definitely I would use the hands. I use the knife to make the first cut. That's not even that hard though, but I understand. Okay, first cut actually helps. You cut a corner and then you peel from there. Though you can easily make a first dent by using your nail. Or to stab in. Yeah, the problem. We have 3 persons but 2 oranges. How do you use the knife to have oranges evenly distributed? Some oranges have tough skin. I never saw them. Usually, maybe the kind I eat don't have tough skin, probably. No, I can't stop breathing. I'm gonna touch to the little guy. You crack me up, little buddy. The strong scent of cut orange rind immediately. Orange rind? Wait. Rind. The tough outer skin of certain fruit. Okay, okay. Especially citrus. Okay, so the rind is the exterior part of the orange. Yeah, it's a pretty strong smell. But it's pretty pleasant. It fills the air as thousands of tiny droplets of oil burst from the skin. I remove the first section of the hard peel and shoot a glance at Rain. Okay. So, how's the work going? I don't know. It's like I'm in the center of some huge mountain of jelly and have to dig my way out. Interesting comparison. It must be stressful. I think it might be. Even though it's just painting, all this, everything feels really strange. I wonder if Rin is the kind of person who likes to carefully remove all the white, fibrous stuff from oranges before eating them. Or the more careless type who just eats them as they come. Maybe neither. Good question. I personally... Well, this is not an orange, but I personally don't care much as long as they don't have a very sour taste. Here it's easy, but with oranges, honestly, it's fine. I don't want to make extra work to remove a thing that doesn't even have a taste. Let me take another piece. I'm the former type. So I meticulously clean the orange slices one by one, while Rin watches the process with mild curiosity. I realize I don't have the faintest idea about her likes or dislikes, or any of the other little details that make up the concept of a person for those around them. It's like, in all this time, I haven't learned much about her at all. Once I finished lamenting that fact, I realize I have cleaned the entire orange and neatly split it into slices. I hold the slice up, bringing it closer to Rin as she can pick it up. Actually, I think I think a knife with oranges is helpful. Because peeling, but not for peeling them. To take the pieces, because the top and bottom of the oranges usually have a pretty white thing that it's hard to remove, and usually trying to, with the hands, manually split it in half is kinda hard, and I end by squishing the orange and spreading it everywhere. So with a knife probably would be much easier. Here. Wait, we have a... I don't know what's more weird. in doing this. Having another open mouth behind as a painting, or having the weird guy in the middle. What painting is this? A guy with wide eyes looking below. This line, wait. She takes it directly between her lips and then into her mouth hole. Ah, okay, I get it. Her lower lip briefly brushes against my fingertip. Okay, at least it specifies the fingertip. No. Rin chews the slice carefully, savoring it as much as possible. I become fixated on the movements of her jaw, the trickle of juice glistening on her lip, the way her throat moves when she swallows the orange slice. After I realize what I'm doing, I turn away, feeling embarrassed about watching her so intently. It's not the same as it usually is. The orange? Painting. Ring confuses me every time. Oh, well, is anything like that ever the same? It is sometimes, I think. I don't know what though. I might be starting to paint differently soon, if this goes on. Well, wouldn't that just be the change you keep talking about? She thinks about it, blinking her eyes a few times nervously. For a moment, absolutely nothing happens, as if time itself did a double take. We stare at each other in silence. Only that faint, tangy scent of orange floating between us and the muffled sounds of traffic in the background. Then I pick up another slice and hold it to her. She takes it from me with her mouth just like the first one. I didn't think it would be like this. Well, keep on going and see what happens. It's not like you can do anything else. Yeah, it's the only thing I can do. After that, she says nothing more. In the ensuing silence, I feed Rin the rest of the orange, one slice at a time. Then I peel another for her, which she eats as well. The third I eat myself, and the rest are left in their plastic bag, which I put on a small desk next to the couch. She stands up and returns to her painting, with a strange look in her eyes that I haven't seen before. Like most of her expressions, it's completely unreadable. Even if I asked, she wouldn't explain what it means. Should we start getting suspicious of... I don't know what. Something. The expression was a clear foreshadowing, right? Some days later, I spot Rin and Sai standing together in front of the gallery as they walk down the street towards the gallery. They seem to be talking to each other while Sai has a smoke. Ah, you can say to have a smoke? Interesting. Ah, yeah, she's smoking. I didn't see it. Good afternoon. I say this even though it's not the afternoon anymore. Oh yeah. Each time when I'm like 5 p.m. on a shop or anything, I don't know if I need to say good evening or good afternoon. Good day usually, but here good day is treated as good evening. No, good afternoon. Must be 420. depends on the time of the year, right? Here 420 is already dark. On winter at least. Oh, thanks Bloody Spike for the follow. Thanks a lot, I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. We are playing some Katawa Shoujo. I'm sorry for the tag, which is different, but that's a suggestion I got. Because it's the closest to Katawa Shoujo there is on Twitch, unfortunately. Good evening should be fine for any moment past 12. Yeah, the problem is the limit between evening and an afternoon. At least what they told me. Yeah, different people do have different criteria for it. For me, evening is like after the 2 p.m. No, wait, no, the afternoon after 2 p.m. The evening like after 7 p.m. I have a later internal clock, or that's the one I'm using at least. I came a bit later than usual, since I got caught up doing homework. It's going to be dark soon. Hello there, Isao. Came to visit the little kitten again? Rin makes a face at the nickname. I guess she doesn't like it. Ironically, the way she wrinkles her nose like that really does make her look a little bit like a cat. Hello. Sai turns back to Rin to continue the conversation they were having. So in other words, everything is going well enough? Rin makes a difficult expression and turns her face away from me, for some reason. It's difficult. It's like I'm missing something, but I will do it. Work hard, it will be fine. I'm going to have to start working on my part of the preparation. I need to do a sales catalog, invitation, decoration, advertisements, and so on. Wow, hosting a museum alone is hard, right? Morning, whenever I wake up. Evening, whenever I'm ready to get to bed. But don't! Afternoon is when I'm ready to eat lunch. Correction, morning whenever I don't want to wake up. Yeah, for me the morning is like... for me 1 p.m. is still morning. At 2 p.m. It probably changes. At least that's my excuse to still eat some sort of breakfast. The names for your works. We also need to think of the general theme of the exhibition. They don't have anything like that. I'm not very good with words, so I don't use them. If I cannot use them, I mean... sometimes I have to do, but I think there's not a time like that at all. You don't like naming your works? I don't like it. Well, I guess it's hard to come up with a good name for something like this. The face. Yeah, the thing she draws, I don't think anyone could give a decent name to them. Rin shakes her head vehemently. It's not like that. It's like if I paint a cloud and call it an octopus, people will think about it differently than if I paint a cloud and call it the end of the world. I actually heard something like this. We were talking on a lesson about persuasive user experience at university. That having a different context, even if something is the same, completely changes the perspective of the user towards it. For example, if you make... the example he gave was... if there is a user playing some sort of virtual reality game, and they tell them, okay, go explore the airship, is a different experience than telling the user, okay, go explore the airship where there's a scary monster hunting you. Even if there's not, the player will perceive the experience differently. In one case, he will explore the airship with some with being calm, relaxed. Meanwhile, if we lied and told him, yeah, there is a monster hunting you, he will be very stressed out playing the game, right? Even if at the end it's the same. That's probably the concept behind the psychological horrors, right? That it's scary because you are worried that something scary may happen, but never happens. So that's the scary part. And for me, that's the best way to use the jump scares, by not using them, just by pretending there might be jump scares. That's what the psychological fear comes from. Or you're in a Missing 7 game where you probably don't want to explore the airship since you know it's going to crash. Have a nice ride! I took down some notes from that. Not from the airship, from the perceived experience. I thought about the idea, but I don't think I could make it in practice, where it's a game where I troll the player, pretending it's a game with a horror theme, but there's nothing scary in it. But that's just as right at the end. It's not really a strong idea for a game itself. Maybe for a section, I don't know. Like Subnautica, where you don't want to explore the already crashed spaceship because it will explode. Ah, that's right. I don't remember though how I played it first time though. First time I think I cheated because I looked up the codes for the rooms on internet. I should replay it like honestly. Every name is wrong. Nothing ever explains what I feel like when I make a painting. It's not a word thing. The only thing would be to come up with new words for everything, but would it help at all? And talking about new words for everything, like literally yesterday, I got an idea for a game, which is pretty extreme, but I really want to try it for one of those blob contest games. Like, well, I won't explain much, but it's an idea about a game where they introduce new words that you need to understand and remember. I don't know, but feels like a very crazy idea if I want to make some sort of specific turn to the idea. Just to let you know, maybe someday I will make a very I will try to develop a very crazy idea. It's so crazy that I don't even know if it's doable, but I will try. One of those April Fools, I will. Rimpitaloso. There is a theory in not theory, a theorem on information retrieval, where the vocabulary increases in a logarithmic way. So every time a new document arrives, the vocabulary increases in a logarithmic way. So if you have a lot of documents, if you get a new one, it will barely add a new word to it. But I feel like Rin will defy this rule, will defy this theorem. And with her, it's not a logarithmic increase, it's a linear increase, or exponential even, I don't know. So please, Rin, don't challenge the vocabulary theorems, okay? No, I don't think so. Then the paintings would go with just unnamed number 1 song? It's a bit inconvenient, but that's no good. Unnamed means that you just don't come up with a good name. And unnamed is a name. Untitled Project 1. Like that Greek guy with a ship and all. Was there a Greek guy called Unnamed? And eventually we start speaking her own language. Oh no! Imagine if the gameplay is Rin introduces new word each time, and at the end of the game she only speaks Rin. The Rin language. And you need to understand. She thinks about this for a while, furrowing her brow as she keeps looking at Rin's serious face. So you're saying... your artwork should be completed without wrappers? I think that's what I'm saying. Sai lets out a dry laugh, the kind of ladies who smoke too much always seem to end up with. Let's hope your art will never end up in a museum. The curators would explode! Boom! That's pretty positive, actually. Project 1.rpg2s. Yeah, there was the ISK game for the contest after all. Named Project 1. The Untitled Goose Game. That's another sort of untitled, though. She takes a competitive puff on her cigarette, which has worn down not much more than the butt. Then she drops it into the ashtray and fixes it to the wall, next to the door. Then again, could work. What do you mean? This namelessness, the rejection of labels, it works. It's a good unifying theme, and something people can grasp onto easily. Allows for a lot of room for interpretation. Gives a good impression. Think about it, all sorts of associations can be made, starting from identity and self-definition, all the way to whenever you want to think about it. We could call your exhibition Nameless, and build on the theme. How does that sound? But it's still a name, right? Rin thinks about this for a while. I'm not sure how Sai managed to get so fired up by Rin's reluctance to apply names to her works. Nameless. It appears in a lot of games, actually. In Star Rail, the main ship or the main train, the space train, is called the Nameless. The most powerful cartoon character event. Who is the Nameless? I don't know it. It feels like she might be extrapolating too much, but it's pretty impressive sounding. I don't think it's a bad idea. For what it's worth, I have to say it sounds pretty good to me. Another cigarette! Sai reaches into her pocket for another cigarette, lighting it with a neon green Bruten lighter. From Pet Pals. I never... I only heard about it like only once, I think. It's pretty... yeah, like I know like nothing. Who can speak but uses sign with images to speak. But do not trust the one who speaks with hands. Wrong game, maybe. Her forehead wrinkles as she rubs it as she appears to furiously think more on this idea. You can speak but uses sign with images to speak, but the picture is in the image give the properties to the sign. Oh? What sort of properties? If he pulls out a sign with dynamite, the sign will explode like a dynamite. Feels like a Looney Tunes thing. Actually, that's literally Looney Tunes. You can paint a cave and you can enter it, well, sometimes. And a train comes out of it, usually. She doesn't say a word for a little bit, but even every now and then she takes a sharp drag from the cigarette. Oh yeah, I think this would work out pretty nice. I'm going to take this as the starting point and work from there. I'm going to work on this. You go back upstairs and try to find your missing ingredient. I'm sure it will come to you sooner or later. What if Hisao is the missing ingredient? Rin doesn't reply, so Sai takes one last long pull from her cigarette and drops it in the tray, to join the others of its kind. The career owner turns to head back inside, but is stopped by Rin just as she reaches for the door handle. Sorry? What is it, kitten? Can I have some cigarettes? How do you, like, you can do that. How do you, like, I won't judge, but she looks at Rin incredulously, clearly not having expected such a direct request. Not that I did either. Don't tell your teacher. She stuffs the packet in Rin's pocket, along with a neon green lighter. How? Okay, she could technically, like, take the cigarette in and out with her feet, but how does she light the cigarette? How do you light a cigarette without hands? You can't with your foot, right? Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. The day is already folding into dusk when we climb up the dark stairs leading up to what is now basically Rin's atelier. As we go inside, Rin doesn't seem to be able to settle down. She keeps pacing around the room like a caged animal, looking through the skylight at the Burgundy. Wait, I heard about it, like it's Burgunto? Some sort of red. Let's see. Burgundy. Yeah, it's some sort of red. Not really Burgunto, it's Borgogna. I heard it like once and I don't know how I remember it. She will ask Amy to light them, I don't know. I don't know if Amy would approve though. And also, she doesn't want Amy here. As we go inside, Rin doesn't seem to be able to settle down. She keeps pacing around the room like a caged animal, looking through the skylight at the I already read it. Burgundy colored dusk. The last light of the sun's advance across the sky reflects from the cloud floating over the town, filling every corner of the atelier with blazing orange light. So, painting is going well. Maybe I think she may want to try smoking because maybe that could be the missing piece she's missing. At least that's what she's thinking. I don't know, that's my only hypothesis. Why is Rin getting a DHD? I don't know how it's linked with smoking, honestly. She blinks, then relaxes her muscles. I didn't even realize how tensed up she was until now. Not really, I haven't painted in 3 days. I'm going in squares. In squares is new. Going in squares. A slang for a person who is conventional and old-fashioned. No, wait, going square. Encourage pressure someone to attend an event or participant. Okay, she's trying to force herself then. At least that's what it seems. Okay, okay. I feel like, yeah, she's trying to push herself. Here, okay. Circles. Oh wait, no, it wasn't idiom. Just, never mind. Circles. If you say so. I tried doing things a bit differently, but it doesn't work. And now the old way doesn't work either. I need something more. I'm not enough like this. Do you know why do you say, but there or be square? I never heard of that, that way of saying, wait, be there or be square? No, I never heard of it. Rin's response gives me pause. Because you can never be around Ah, okay, I figured it was a joke, but I didn't get it. Never be around. Also nice, it also jokes again on the misunderstand before between a square and a round. It's lucky, at least. I was thinking how I can joke with Square Enix name, but Circle Enix doesn't sound that good, honestly. Really needs more power. Ha! I can't exactly understand what she means. Although really I shouldn't have expected anything else. She either says nothing at all or too much. Trying to comprehend and follow her train of thought feels like wading through the jungles of Borneo, equipped with a wooden spoon and a map of Hokkaido. I like the example. Wait, Hokkaido. Ah yeah, it's the northern region of Japan, if I remember correctly. There was an anime with that location. It's annoying, but how her thoughts are both laid out in plain sight and hidden from view every time she opens her mouth. What more? You said that to Sai as well, a missing ingredient? I think I have to destroy myself. This is not an RPG where you need to sacrifice yourself to save the world, Rin. You're not an Horcrux or whatever. Maybe she means she needs to mindlessly work. Or maybe she means she needs to remove her previous way of working. She needs to change how she works, maybe. Okay, that sounds a necessary grim. What do you mean? Rin shoulders slump as she turns to face me directly. Very learned explosion. No, Rin, please! Boom! Please don't be a graveler. Though at least, with explosion, she has enough power now. I have to change. I tried, but this is not enough yet. I have to destroy myself first, I think. Just to be clear, you are speaking metaphorically, right? Like learning to paint from scratch again or whatever, so to speak. She shrugs her shoulders, as if there's no difference. There's no difference. Yeah, she said it. So you're going to start by smoking a cigarette for inspiration? Maybe. I never tried this before, have you? No, I can't say I have. Still, I'm not really sure if having a smoke is the best starting point. I open the cigarette pack and look inside. It's almost full. Smoking is bad for you, but that's the idea here, I guess? Yeah, I need to do something. I want to paint. I need something more. Okay, fine. What's after smoking a cigarette then? How do you intend to destroy yourself? Rin thinks for a split second, averting her gaze like she does when she doesn't want to get distracted. I don't know yet. I'll decide it later. We got a Rin smoking sprite. Nice. Rin bends down to pick up a cigarette from the end. She raises her head with one between her lips and turns to me, eyebrows curved into two arcs, challenging me to respond. She can't even talk now. With a sigh of resignation, I pick up the lighter and raise it to meet the cigarette. I can feel Rin's warm breath against my quivering hand. Clint Eastwood! Has a pretty nice sound to it. The flame flickers to life on the third strike of the flint, and I try to aim the dancing fire at the end of the cigarette. An amber-colored glow spreads into the wrapping paper and tobacco, as Rin inhales the first smoke. Seems to relax her significantly. To my surprise, she doesn't cough, despite telling me that she's a first-timer. I heard that almost every person that smokes for the first time doesn't like it, but then continues. I don't I honestly don't want to get deep into the smoking philosophy. I never smoked once in my life. Because honestly, I don't see what's good about it. And also I know that may be addicting, so actually I don't see any point in even trying one. There's place for only one in this painting room. She may be starting saying things like this with a cigarette, maybe. Did my heart beat 6 times or only 5? With arrhythmia, it's hard to tell. For a moment I thought she died. Rin seems to remember that it's hard to blow the smoke without spitting the cigarette out as well. She quickly sits down on the floor, bringing her foot to her lips, like a circus contortionist, and expertly picks the filter between 2 toes. I get down on the floor as well, and we both lie down almost simultaneously, while Rin blows a steady stream of smoke towards the dim sky, beyond the glass of the skylight, looking after it thoughtfully. It's them! The thin haze of steely blue smoke slithers down towards the ceiling in fish-like movements. It billows in the stagnant air of the atelier, twisting and turning around its own immaterial body until it dissipates in thin air. What's the word for smoke that looks like that? There's no word for that. We should maybe come up with one. Maybe. Rin takes another quick experimental drag. It's not very tasty. Feels like inhaling the dust lying on top of a forgotten book about the memories of a dead kingdom. Why the dead kingdom? Do you want to try? My hesitation unintentionally surfaces again, making me freeze in the face of a rather trivial and commonplace challenge. Rin's ability to take everything so coolly? Coolly? It's not cool, it's different. Coolly. I suppose with coolness. In a way that lacks friendliness and enthusiasm. Oh, in a cool way. Okay, thanks. Cool. Coolly. Okay, never heard of coolly, honestly. Even if it's directly from cool. That's cool, I suppose. It's something I'm a bit jealous of. Alright. And he's mocking. Wait, I get the trick to use here. They focus the image so you can see he's out taking the cigarette before you can see everything. Taking it from her, I have a drag on it, fighting against a sudden choking feeling in my lungs as they fill with smoke. To my embarrassment, I fail, wheezing and hacking my lungs out. I feel flustered, but maybe I haven't lost too much face in Rin's eyes. It's less unpleasant on the second try, but I still pass the cigarette back to Rin. We're like a pair of budding delinquents in middle school, sneaking their first smoke out of sight of their teachers and parents. Well, I suppose it's not like that's exactly what we are. I really like how the picture is rotating all the time, because it adds a lot of dynamism to the scene, and it's kind of impossible to do with any other picture, right? You can't really rotate a portrait of someone staying upright. After a while, the cigarette has shrunk most of the way down to the filter. Rin is still looking quietly out of the skylight. Artesio reference! Yeah, I kind of thought a moment about Artesio, but didn't feel like the right moment to mention it, but yeah. Artesio behind the scenes, rotating the room. With her looking out there, the silence inside seems to deepen even more. Are the cogs of creativity turning behind those eyes right now. Do another one. Never mind, she's getting addicted. I mechanically pick another cigarette, light it and place it on Rin's lips. She takes a few quick puffs and moves it awkwardly around with her lips. Very good. Not understanding the garbled words, I glance over at Rin. Looks like she's having trouble with the cigarette. I pick the cigarette wood from her lips and place it on mine, abandoning common sense and good reason why I do so. The first one should have been enough for me, but I take another drag, still coughing a little after a pleasant sensation of smoke invading my respiratory organs. I remember doing something like this before. Also, isn't smoking bad for your heart, Isao? You shouldn't be smoking, right? Okay, it's not the heart, it's the respiratory system, but I feel like they are interconnected, right? So, you still shouldn't. So you have smoked? Doesn't look like it, though. Nah, lying on my back and looking at the sky with you. Oh. I think this is subtle, but I feel like this dialogue is kinda looking back on the opposite situation before. Like, when I came inside, like we did something, and Rina said something, but she was talking about something else. Here it's similar, but in the opposite. Seems like we are talking about a cigarette, but we are talking about something else. So I feel like we got back at Rin in a way or another. Maybe it's intentional, it's a little subtle though. Smoking raises blood pressure and heart rate, so bad for your heart. Yeah, bad choices out then. The sky on the other side of the glass is slowly growing darker. It's unreachably high, even if the shimmering smoke seems to make it closer. I return the cigarette back to Rin's mouth. It feels bad somehow. The space between us, less than arm's reach, is still there. This point is kind of blinded following behind Rin, looks like. Rin is destroying herself, hoping it will inspire her art, and so is destroying himself along with her. We aren't getting a bad ending, I hope. We already got the one with Kenji, though. Also, I don't know if he's still doing some physical activity, though. But maybe he's doing this for love. It's the distance between us, the immeasurably wide chasm of thought and feelings that separates us with graver certainty that even light years of physical distance could. But by saying the right words, there might be a way to make that chasm narrower, even if it's just a little. I tried to cross that gap with one big step, but Rin turned me back. I glanced at her out of corner of my eye. Rin is staring upward through the smoke-filled ceiling and the skylight at the darkening sky above us. It's almost like she's sleeping even though I know she isn't. Her eyes are open, as is her mouth. I take the cigarette from Rin before it falls on her cheek. She doesn't react to my touch in either way. So, this is where we are now. You're light years away from facing Brock, Isao. I don't know why that reminds me on the Pokemon Clover, where it's literally light years away, Brock. I wonder if we can ever be closer than this. I take a drag of the cigarette and blow a thin stream of smoke upwards. Those indirect kisses are the only thing that connects us right now. The taste of Rin's lip on the filter, mixed with the ashen taste of the smoke. Is it strawberry flavored, though, is the point. Her soft lips against my fingers as I press the cigarette on her mouth, as if she was placing kisses on them. You're delusional. Friendzone really went to your head, huh? The ash softly falling on the floor between us like snow. As the second cigarette is being finished off, I'm already lighting the third one. The only thing breaking the stillness of the atelier is the inaudible sound of smoke floating towards the first stars blinking overhead. What do you mean? Breaking the stillness is a sound which is not audible. Light nausea hits me by the fourth or fifth cigarette. Before long, the shape of the waxing room moon appears in the skylight, shedding her warm light down to us. It will be full moon in a few days. Wait, warm. One is pale and tired. Nice to know. Let me... Nice. It would be nice to be able to fly. I flinched after realizing it was my own voice that gave birth to the remark. The bastard child of the almost inebriating smoke and tiredness. Oh, you can't? What do you mean you can't fly? You can? Sometimes I feel like it. Like I can do anything. I can do anything! I wish I felt like that too sometimes. I wonder if she hears the bitterness seeping in my words. The vicious cycle of unrequited feelings is poisoning me, even now. That's not the only thing, even the smoke is poisoning you now. I try to push the grim thoughts aside. My efforts meet with little success, as my mind keeps swirling around what ifs and if onlys. A girl says hello. You imagine the life with her. Classic. Classic male. Watching the moon slowly creeping higher, I realize that a long time has passed since I came here. It sobers me somewhat, but also reminds me of the sad status quo we are now. It's late. I'd better get going back to school. I stand up to leave, but Rin doesn't show any sign of rising up from the floor. She's dead. She lies inanimate, as though all life has been sucked from her. Little wisps of smoke float about her, memories of the cigarettes we shared. It's turning into Rin. Oh no, you mean it's contagious? No! Oh no. Rin Sao. I grasp her by her short and thin arm and try to pull her up. To my surprise, she complies and stands up with some help from me. I notice how little Rin weighs, as if she were made of feathers. Well, it's not really complete. Imagine if, as they are doing drugs and such, Isao turns to Rin and Rin turns normal. So it was not really contagious, more like a virus that changed the host. How? She's an owl. I knew it. Well, owls are not only made of feathers. Did she turn her head? I vaguely remember something about her turning her head a lot. Are you going to stay here overnight? I have to. I haven't painted much in 2 days. Yeah, because you don't sleep. I have to find out how I can start painting. Maybe the smoke helps. Just take a break. That's no good. I have to do it. I can't paint anymore. I will be destroyed for real. Maybe you're just burned out. You've been working pretty hard. That would be bad. I wonder if this is for me. I wanted to say how far I can go. Maybe this is it. The end. You just have an artist block. Oh! Block reference! We got a block reference. It's not a big deal. That's the word for when you can paint, right? I've had that before. Never like this though. I pick up a brush, then I want to put it down right away. And then I do. 3 days. It's like I've forgotten how to paint. I didn't think that it was possible, Like, more impossible than Amy growing wings and a tail. Well, if she got wings, she didn't need legs anymore. You need a break. I mean, I get that you're trying to go deeper inside yourself for your paintings, but it's not really healthy to stay inside your own head for so long. The block, spin the buttons! I'm going! I glance at the night sky visible to the window. A couple of stars are weakly twinkling above the city. They remind me of something I used to do. Once upon a time. Feels so horribly long ago. Come on, let's go outside. Oh well. Just for a walk, I show you my secret place. Do you have a secret place here? I don't know if it works in this town, but we can try. You need a break and probably something to eat. Come on. You need to get your thoughts away from this for a while. When you're troubled, most people escape from their unhappy lives into a world of fantasy. I did that before and still do today, reading books endlessly, immersing myself in their world rather than my own. If she grew a tail, she'd only be closer into a cat girl, which is an objective upgrade. Oh yeah, I would love Amy cat girl, honestly. Oh yes. Actually, yeah, sign me in. Question now. If every girl became a cat girl, which would be the best to be fitting their role? I feel like Amy is the most devious one, so probably she would fit perfectly. The others, I don't know. I think, yeah, she's the only one. Maybe even Hanako, because she can be a scared cat. Lily would be interesting though. A very composed cat. Rin's escape should be the other way around. Out of inner world and into the real. Rin doesn't look happy about this, but I ignore her. At least she's somewhat cooperative, walking after me as we head down the stairs and then down the sidewalk. Okay, sorry. They reminded me I had the orange. Night has fallen upon the town. It's a gentle summer night, smelling of flowers and hot asphalt. The sunlight is replaced by shining neon colors and bland yellow streetlights. The air is easy to breathe, as if the air pressure was noticeably lighter than usual. The feeling of daytime is in the hot summer has lasted long into the evening and night. I grab Rin by her sleeve, like I've seen Amy do, and to my surprise, she obediently follows. The pale street lights fight against the all-enveloping darkness as we walk together. The guide and the guided, although neither knows the destination. But it doesn't matter. This is the moment where the usual silences that have become a ritual between me and Rin fit perfectly. We walk side by side, choosing directions on impulse or inspiration. They are about to get lost, right? Sometimes we find ourselves back at a street we already seen once or twice. Sometimes we find new streets. All of them look asleep. Rin doesn't ask where we are going. Maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she knows I don't have an answer. The silence of the night isn't scary. After all, the lights drive most of it away. The air grows cooler as the moon progresses along its journey into the cloudless sky. Few cars roam the streets at this hour, and even fewer people are on the sidewalk. Random thought, what if now a truck passes by, invests both of them, and suddenly we get the Isekai arc for both of them? Suddenly, we start the Isekai chapter out of nowhere. The apparent lack of nocturnal life is somehow befitting of this place. There are round-the-clock shops and cafes. Sure, but atmosphere is like the town itself is slumbering. A town that sleeps 8 hours a day. The city I grew up in, bathed in the electric glow of a million light bulbs, never slept. I've seen it for myself. It's not the first time I've done this. It happened one of the first times I was home alone. Both of my parents had business trips that neither could cancel, so they deemed me old enough to survive 2 days on my own. What about, like, the rest of the family? Their misplaced trust in me did not go to waste as I proceeded to spend the entire night out walking around the city. Even afterward, I couldn't say what made me stay downtown longer than I intended after school. I didn't feel like going home, so I stayed through the evening and eventually through the entire night. I walked long concentric circles around a landmark chosen at random. For some reason, the nighttime city felt fascinating, so I walked its streets. At their intersection, it was possible to choose your direction at random, because they all lead to nowhere. Except Rome. The aimless wandering made me see things differently. I hope it will do the same for Rin. We stopped to buy some hot coffee and snacks from a vending machine, and then locate a bench where we sit down to eat. There is no time in the night of the town, so we spend an unknown amount of it just sitting there, observing the stillness of the usually vivid townscape. Still, it's getting very late, and soon it will get very early. Yeah, I never understand this. Why it's so late but it's also so early? Why night is late but also early? That's a contradiction, right? That has to be. They went on a trip in every sense. They're still not buying drugs. For now. But who knows what could happen with Rin. So, is this it? Hearing Rin's voice surprises me. Ah, wait, you're in. Sorry, I thought I were with Shizune. Sorry, I thought you were Shizune for a moment. Did I swap you two around? I swear, she barely speaks more than Shizune. She doesn't sound bored. Rather, the tone is inquisitive. Uncertain as to why I dragged her out there, yet curious to find out the answer. Yeah, have you ever been out all night? It's like a different world. The remark sends her thinking for a while, looking around as if she was looking for something. The wisps of light reflecting from the corners of her eyes are suddenly very sharp. It's not a different world. It's the same, just asleep. What do you think this town is dreaming of? Maybe something like car ship or building ship? The what? What's a car ship? A car, eh? Why are dreams always about ship? I never dream ships, actually. I've never seen a ship-related dream that I can remember. Do different towns dream of different things? Probably. How could they not? I answer half jokingly, half spurring her on. For the first time tonight, seems like a bit of Rin's life has returned to her. She doesn't continue her list of rhetorical questions, though. Instead, she leans back a little and looks up the moon traveling above the town. The cool breeze blowing between the buildings seems to steer the conversation away before it even really begins. It's too bad. Looked like Rin would get out of her blue mood. I wish I could somehow know the right things to say, but I realize I can't do that the way I am now. I'm too far apart from Rin. I haven't really managed to crack her open. She's just too complicated. It's like she's open to everything, equally disinterested in everything from the outset. In truth, she's locked tighter than anyone else I know, even myself. Sometimes She looks herself inside the inner world. Locks, shutting everything else out. At other times, her thoughts flow freely from her mind, but not organized in any fashion that would make them intelligible to the rest of the world. Yeah, it's like opening a door and whatever comes out, it comes out. There's no filter. What comes out in the form of paintings, I can't interpret. To me, it's just a sea of colors and shapes, not a message. She's too far away. I know it was a bad idea to try to reach for her in the way I did, but I can't help liking her. I look at the fingers of my right hand, trying to remember what Rin's lip felt like against them. Do you ever feel you're trying to reach out for something that's impossible to reach? The face! What are you saying, bro? Rin turns her gaze to me, tilting her head quizzically. I wonder if she understands the meaning of my own rhetorical question, or not. Either way, I like how I can manage to catch her attention just by speaking aloud nowadays. All the time. At least I think so. That's what painting feels like. A lot of the time. All of the time. I don't know. You're tripping, bro! Aren't we all tripping now? Duh. Sometimes I get the feeling that I can't really paint what I want. Sometimes it feels like it's just another shadow of me. Like a mirror that doesn't work right. Like talking? Maybe. When I was little, I didn't really have friends. Maybe it's the same now. The only thing I liked were pens and paints. They were the only things that understood me. Now feels like that is going away too. Change really is a scary thing. I wish I could understand you. She looks at me melancholically, roused by my thoughts materializing as words spoken aloud. Me too. Ooh! That's right, neither of them understand Rin. Whether she meant she wished for me to understand her to understand me, or her to understand herself, I never ask, nor do I find out. I see her eyes searching for mine. I love this expression. Serious and cryptic as they are. I'm not getting any explanation from there. Don't worry about it. I will. Small hints of a smile are wavering on her lips. When she's like this, makes me feel that maybe there's hope for us. We get along so well for being so different. It's just that we never really got along precisely because we are so different. Maybe it was Rin's passionate approach to her own art exhibition, or perhaps my own careless words. But last week was different from usual. I now realize, can this be considered a date? Probably not, but who knows? A midnight date. The small friction between us seems to be somewhat volatile, but at least we now seem to be back to normal. Relatively speaking. We stand up from the bench and pick yet another direction in which to go. The wee hours of night slowly pass as we measure the streets of the town, one step at a time. We are finally at ease, not minding the rare lone passerby, daily darkness, each other, ourselves. Rin's steps seems lighter, like the heavy hair around her is letting go a little. It makes me feel happy. We don't talk, save for the singular remarks that are spoken into the night of the town, and never answered. The details jump into the eye instead of being the usual blur they are during the day. Usually it's the opposite, but yeah, in the day there's a lot of things to see, in the night there's fewer, so you focus more on the only things you see. As the sky above the town changes from deep dark blue to grey, I know that our night is soon ending. It's almost morning. Rin looks up too and nods at me. It's true, the coming light of morning is creeping through the sky, climbing higher by the minute. It feels surreal. The sun won't come up for a while, but I get a feeling that the end of this night really is here and now. Should we head back? Rin nods again, twice, her hair waving in the breeze that seems to be heralding the coming dawn. Wait, so Rin didn't sleep a lot? And what do? You don't make her sleep again. Abruptly, she takes off, taking the lead in this walkabout on which I bought her. Seems she really is in a better mood. This too makes me feel happy. Rin's navigational skills are probably not much better than mine. But we eventually find ourselves in front of Sai's place. Should have slept with Rin. I mean... just to sleep. Okay, she needs to rest. Okay. You mean rest, I hope. I don't know if this was any help. I did this once before, but it was more because of a stupid impulse. Maybe this was a silly idea and didn't really help you at all. She just nods as an answer. So, do you know how you're going to destroy yourself now? I have some ideas. I don't want to see you for a while. She is definitely blunt. Ouch. Don't come to see me. Do something else. Her ultimatum catches me completely off guard. What the hell? What are you about? You said before that you didn't mind. I mind now. It's just for a while. I have to do this alone. I don't like that. Why? I don't want it to go like this. Why? I don't want to feel this distance between you and me. She tilts her head like a bird, her eyes narrowing a little as she thinks. Then you can touch me. What does that mean? What? You can touch me if you want. You'd feel better, right? You mean on the shoulder, on the head? What? My same reaction. Everyone's reaction. I don't know. Touch the rear. Do it now. Try. Where do you want me to touch you? No boobs or left ear. Okay, good boundaries. Other than that, you can decide. Why the left ear, though? Wait, why the left ear? Also, I feel like you should maybe add more boundaries to that. No head pets. Seems like head pets are allowed. Fine. I raise my head hesitantly, even though I don't know why I'm actually doing this. Her eyes tell me that she's not going to explain. 1,000 thoughts race through my head as I slowly bring my hand closer to Rin's face and press 3 fingers against her pale cheek. He chose the cheek, okay, good choice. Because in the left ear is the control switch. That's the theory about being a robot, right? Rin feels soft and cold. She closes her eyes on contact and visibly relaxes. Oh no, is that a cheek fetish? We already talked about it, right? I can feel her soft breathing, her muscles releasing tension as my fingertips caresses her cheek. She doesn't rest her head. Wait, I never realize. I like when anime characters do the pout, like they feel their cheeks and do the upset expression. Can do that, but liking that can be considered some sort of having cheek fetish because it's adorable having a pouted expression. Like, I don't know, I feel like I should explore that direction. No, I'm kinda kidding. Kinda. She doesn't rest her head against my palm or anything else you'd expect a girl to do in this sort of situation. In fact, she hasn't reacted at all, save for those now shut eyes. Once I withdraw my hand, she opens them again. Is that a reaction like... You touch her cheek and she closes her eyes. Maybe just an illusion created by the timid morning sunlight, playing with my eyes. But Rin looks like she's holding back a smile. This is a problem with our relationship. Half the time I have no idea what's going on, and the other half I just fail to understand why things are going on like they are. As usual, I'm not going to get an explanation. Rin merely takes a step forward towards the door. See you later. Please explain. Then she disappears from my reach for an undefined period of time. And now the Norin arc. We are 2 hours in, so we can go for more. I hold true to my promise of honoring Rin's request, even if it's against my own will. I try to redirect my focus into my studies, but end up zoning out during classes, and doing the only minimum amount of work required. Still, I start looking into my post-high school options a bit more seriously. I pore over university brochures. What are the brochures? Wait. Brochures are like the papers that they give you to check your options, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Exactly those. Let me save it. Okay. Yeah, the informative papers. Okay, thanks. I feel like I heard it once after all. Okay. I'm good at studying, so I want to go to university. I'm pretty sure I could get into a pretty decent one too. The only problem is deciding which subject would be the best. Kenji ridicules me about subjecting myself to the control of feminist teachers when I tell him about trying to get into university. I don't ask him about what he wants to do in the future. I wonder what Rin thinks of her own future. I bet she's not as lost as I am. And if she is, it's probably in some completely different way. I feel somewhat disappointed in finding out that I can't stop thinking about her. Her request makes me worry about her and think about her, more than I did when I could go and see her when I wanted. It bothers me that I can't. No! What are you doing? Unexpected, I eventually crack. What? Can't you even respect a simple boundary? She asked you to not go find her for a while. Respect her wishes. I eventually crack. Late one afternoon, I get on the bus heading downtown. I try to avoid explaining to myself actually why I'm doing this and keep thinking about other things for the entire duration of the trip. After 5 minutes walk, I'm standing in front of the gallery. We don't know how much it has been though. Maybe a week. I feel like probably a week, a little more. Or even a few days. I think no more than a week though. I walk past it to the door of the atelier, but at the last moment I lose my courage and continue on all the way to the next corner, at which point I turn back. Will Rin hate me if I go and see her? I wonder what she's like when she's angry. I've never seen her angry. The worst thing would be if I actually ruined something by going to see her, but like she seemed to imply would happen. But there's no way that can be true, right? It's just one of her quirks. I walk back down the street and end up passing the atelier door from the second time. And this time, as I continue all the way to the gallery, its owner is standing just outside the door, watching me. I thought that was you. What are you doing? I really don't want to explain the circumstances between Rin and me, so I get flustered and end up mumbling something unclear. If Rin got angry, we'd probably get another wall of text. Oh no! Actually, I'm kinda looking forward to it. She takes stock of me and then sighs deeply, looking really amused somehow. I hope she didn't misunderstand. Would you like to come in? Your teacher's visiting. We were discussing Rin's exhibition. Thanks for the invitation, but I really should... Don't be shy, come in. Long time no see. Is Rin here? I follow Sai inside, finding that our art teacher indeed is here. Nomiya is standing at a big desk, contemplating what looks like an invitation card. Look what the cat dragged in. Nakai, hello there, my boy! He doesn't seem to be all that fazed by my appearance. How do you like the invitations? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Feels like someone is... Oh, honestly, I don't know. Someone is sliding down some sort of... is descending down by sleeping, I don't know. I glance at them quickly. They're kind of fancy, with one of Rin's painting printed on the front cover, and shiny gold writing. Something out of Junito. Is that some sort of artist? They look fine to me. They're magnificent! I love the design! And the embossed gold lettering! Fabulous! Gold paintwork too, you have to tell me where you get those done. What does Rin think? I haven't asked. She said she'd be fine with my decision anyway. Nomiya laughs boisterously, still turning the gold-lettered card in his hand. Oh, the most famous horror mangaka in the world. Okay. I understand now why, since if that may seem his style. Oh, talking about manga, I got a... Well... I have one... I got... here. Kinda embarrassing to show, but that's a pretty good anime. I like the anime, and I got as a gift for... a gift the... the manga of the anime. The 1000 Girlfriends. I swear, the name is pretty cringe, but the anime is pretty good. Pretty funny. With good characters. Actually, I don't really want to stay here talking about the anime, but one thing in particular I liked in the anime is, since they introduce one character one at a time, they never forget the older characters. In the normal harem anime, new character arrives and it's only about her. The previous characters just stop existing. They just became like a flat surface, the other characters. They don't exist anymore. Here every character has a personality and they are still relevant even with new characters appearing. So that's one thing that I appreciated a lot. The works of Junji Ito are Giva Magarafol, Tomi Oh wait, I heard about Uzumaki. He's the one of... Well, of course. Of course I heard about Uzumaki. What do you mean Frankenstein? It's another one, right? The manga of the anime of the manga. No, okay, yeah, it's the manga before the anime, but I watched the anime first. Actually, I don't really want the others that much. I still didn't read it. But I only wanted the first one because it's the one where introduces the tsundere. Which is, of course, my favorite character, the tsundere. Why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't it be? Maybe you know it from the dude that mean I'm a fairy meme. No, I never heard of it. I'm a fairy. No, I never heard of it actually. But yeah, the style is kinda how I expected it. I made a manga adaptation of Frankenstein. Okay. Makes more sense now. That's my girl. She wants to focus on the essentials only. Good for her. Her work is progressing well too. Seems she's found new inspiration. I think she's been sort of weird lately. It's like she's wrestling with something, with herself probably. It makes her confused. She said that she had a hard time painting the last time I saw her. Seems to be resolved now, however. You know she practically lives up there now, right? Sai makes a simple gesture with her hand, as if sweeping my question aside. Begone! Awkward question! I wish I could have that power. Sure. Don't you think that's weird? Maybe it is. I think she understands how big an opportunity this is, and is going for it, full throttle. Is it really that big? Nomiya sets the car down and brushes some imaginary dust off his jacket. Well, how should I put it? There are times in everyone's lives where something really big washes over you and changes you forever. This could be just that moment for Tezuka. I see. Yeah, I think I've had something like that happen to me. I'm referring to the incident that brought me to Yamaku. Neither of the two adults commenting on that, however. Might be well that everyone has or will. At any rate, surrendering oneself to art is a big decision. And a thorny path too. Quite thorny indeed. Tezuka has almost everything one needs, but whether she has the will to pull through, that's a different question. I should know that best. I tried going down this path too, but turned away in the end. I don't understand what he's trying to say. I don't know if this is very important. Honestly, I don't feel like any of those is wrong. Why did you turn away from being an artist? This may be useful because it will maybe express some problems he had, something he didn't like, and maybe it's something something we could understand more with it. The second one, though, is that why you're being so supportive of Rin? Is because she's doing something he couldn't do. Or didn't do. But the second one is not really a... It's a question we kinda know the answers, probably. But not really. With the first one we might understand a little more how an artist thinks. Second one, we get his motivation for helping Rin. I feel like the first one may be more important here. None of them seems very important though. I will go with the first one. Why did you stop exactly? You mentioned that before. Oh, that's a long story. Nomiya throws a sideaway glance at the gallery owner, who has drawn her mouth into a thin straight line. I've had a life-changing experience like that, even though I didn't realize it until later. Did I tell you that Sai and I have known each other for a long time? We studied at the same school. It's been... Goodness, how long it has been already? Please don't count the years, Shinichi. Ha ha ha, maybe you're right. At any rate, when we were in school, we had this, friend, I would say. We were in the same program, and I think we met Sai at some party. I got to know Sai through him, in fact. Sai, line. Also, it's literally a line sometimes. Not now, but you can just draw a line. He was a spectacular artist, much like Tezuka. Great talent despite a young age. He easily left the rest of us in his dust. We were good friends, he and I, but There were things that created friction in the friendship. I feel like I was watching him from afar. Yeah, like we are watching him now. In the case I shipped that. Yeah, they would stay decently together, yeah. You weren't the only one. Nomiya coughs, looking embarrassed. At any rate, he ended up taking his own life. Such a tragedy. Oh no. Oh no! Wait! I saw the parallel with Rin, so I hope it's not the same story. In retrospect, that was what made me choose a career as a teacher in the end. I never was that brilliant, nor that passionate. I desperately wanted to be a career artist, but I wasn't suited for that. You were good enough. Perhaps I would have been, but this is what I ended up with. I just didn't have that drive after he was gone. I am fond of kids and enjoy all forms of art, so it felt rather natural to take this path in life. But I think all that history with that friend of ours was the key thing. As sad as it was. A turning point, as they said. Sai stands up and digs in the pocket of the jacket for a cigarette and a lighter. Her hands are shaking. I'm going out for a smoke. Wordlessly, Nomiya and I both decide to follow her after a moment. It's already dark outside. Sai is standing with her back to us, taking sharp, occasional drags on her cigarette. Its weak amber glow illuminates her face, framing her sharp jawline. Maybe it's best to call it a night. I can give you a lift back to school if you want, Nakai. You're not going anywhere, Shinichi. I need a drink. We're going to that place at the corner. We're already at the corner, right? The teacher looks at the old lady and then shrugs at me apologetically. Game, if she could hear the narrator, that's kinda rude from the narrator, right? It's no problem, I'll just catch the bus back. I'm headed upstairs to see if Rin will come back to school with me anyway. I think she's been staying overnight here too often lately. She looks the front of the gallery and links arms with the older teacher. Oh yeah, they're definitely going out together. I feel strange looking at them. I wonder what it feels like to have friends who've been with you for decades, for most of your life. I can't imagine it. The two of them start making their way down the street, towards the bar of the corner. So I quickly head upstairs to their door, ready to get to what I originally came here for. I climb upstairs and enter carefully. The room is dark because of the quickly falling night. But I can see Rin, or rather, her silhouette, sitting on the floor. A random thought, is she naked? Since it's dark and we can see her. She's got the inspiration back, like said, and moved from easel to painting on the floor. Before I manage 5 steps, I stop, frozen in my tracks. Yeah, she's definitely naked. The ironic realization that humans' cognitive ability is commendable echoes through my mind. For a mere movement of her shadow, it took me a fraction of a second to realize something is awry. Process what I'm seeing, formulate the answer, and blush all the way up to the tips of my ears. She's definitely naked. No, never mind. Never mind. Never mind then. Never mind. She's still not wearing pants. Rin is sitting on the floor with her legs under her. She moves in a rhythmical motion back and forth, slowly grinding herself against herself. Wait. No, don't tell me. Her breathing is so heavy it's almost visible in the dim light. It's the heavy painting of one who doesn't have the option of breathing gracefully. The hips, mere shadows against the dim light shining on her from above, are swinging circularly over and over again. She hasn't noticed me, so engrossed she is in her activity. Yeah. Might be. Definitely is. Yes, yes. The deadlock solves itself before I get a chance to think what to do next. Something in the atmosphere of the room changes. A little thing. Not consciously noticeable, but it changes. Perhaps a timid current from the open door, or a minute change in air pressure. The sound of my breathing. Even though I notice I haven't taken a breath for many seconds, the aura of my presence. The Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is always watching her. That something catches Rin's senses. She stops moving, freezes, and slowly turns to the door. I imagine not see the horror on her face, like a fawn's eyes staring at a hunter. I wonder if Rin can see my expression, but at least she doesn't have the strength or the spirit to look straight in my eyes. So she drops her chin against her chest, letting her mess of hair hide her face from me even further. Wait, I now realize. How does she even do that without hands? I suppose she uses a... She's on the ground. I don't know, how does she do it without hands? A tool, but how do you use a tool? Because, like, you need something that holds on the ground, right? I would say that, like, the corner of that shelf would work better, probably. What is she using on the ground? You put it on the ground, but it's not stable, right? It's not stable. Because if, like, come on, example, a pen. If I put a pen on the ground, like, how does it end up in any other place? I mean, how do you even lift it up if you put it on the ground? Maybe there's something that is pointing upwards and has a solid base. For example, if it was a pen with a base of this kind, then we stay upright on the ground, but where do we even find something like this? Also, even if it... I don't know, I don't think we should pose too many questions. Some of bases. Okay, yeah, and that... How did she put... Okay, with the feet, she put them below. Sorry, I got a pretty nasty thought. If there is a porn online where she uses her feet instead. So, I'm really sorry, random thought. I feel like I should either walk out or walk to her, but I can't do either. I told you to stay away. Or at least knock, you know. Just so I prepare everything. No, no. No. She agrees because everything for the artist, right? First the smoke, then drugs, and then set up everything here. Her words are defeated, painful as she was suffering. Rin doesn't have anything other than her shirt on. I can see the last wisps of the twilight against the pale skin of her thighs and bottom. There is no way I can back off anymore. I lost that chance, so I do the next best thing. I quickly avert my gaze even though Rin doesn't see what I'm looking at. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think... It's not like that. Her voice is raspy, shivering from held back tears or something else. She is shaking, looking like she is physically in pain. It's not like that, Here we are! I have no idea what it means to change, but I know you have no idea what I've had to do, and all the things that pass through, and I think I forget already, they just build up inside and grow until they flow out like a flow. Everything that has ever been wrong, I can take it, I can think of the things I want, because there's only so many things that I can think for. 6, 7 does matter, it's never enough, I have to let this out, I have to destroy, forget, and nothing else. Rin is mumbling her words into the air more than talking to me. It is the rambling, ranting, raving speech of a lunatic, even and steady in tone, but taking the form of a never-ending stream of words almost simultaneously spawning from between her lips. Feels like she forgot it was me who is present, or that someone actually is present. Maybe she's vaguely recognized what is real and what is not. Maybe in her mind I am a voice inside her head. Plot twist you are. I look down at Rin's sorry figure, cowering on the floor with only the white shirt on her usual attire on. It neither preserves her modesty that is gone, nor her body warmth that she doesn't seem to care about. She looks more broken than I imagine a human person being capable of, and the hospital and school have given me some real perspective on that. I remember the hazy blue smoke, and myself wondering what Rin would do for the sake of art. The realization that Rin really is always serious hits me with its entire weight. She really and truly would destroy herself if her art required it. I thought she was so silly with her strange ways, talking about personal change as if it was something sudden and concrete, like waking up. I had no idea. This is her, laid bare in front of my eyes in all possible meanings of the word. Complete isolation here on top of the floor of this building, in this room, in her mind. Day after day working on her paintings with no heed paid to anything else. Breaking herself to reach that which she wishes to reach. This obscene act that she does for reasons I'm not sure she herself understands. I'm really sorry, I can't avoid doing some other messed up thoughts, but you remember like the which anime was it? I forgot the name. The anime where the perverted girls, which were the Shimoneta, was it right? Shimoneta, the anime where there was the perverted girls which wear the panties on their head, and the head of the student council which was secretly a yandere. Yeah, I remember I was thinking about that because there was the scene with the cookies made with the special juice, and I was thinking now, what if she paints or she mixes the paint with she makes the paintings with some special recipe. I will not go down with details, I think I spoke too much, I should have stayed silent, but the stream is a place where I say my inner thoughts, so I'm sorry. I mean, better than drugs or smoking. Well, more healthy probably. I probably has some some, maybe, I don't know. I think it's way healthier though. Why does she have to do this? I'm trying to connect the pieces, but I don't understand. I feel sad, scared, excited, disgusted, worried, and a number of emotions I can't remember the name of now. I feel conflicted. I should go, I'm really sorry. It doesn't matter. My voice is dry and quiet, like sandpaper coming out of my throat. I really am sorry. Sorry for seeing this. I don't want to see Rin like this. All I can see is her sadness, her stress and despair. Is this what a limit means? How could Sainomiya let Rin go this far? Or is it me who is to blame? Aww. Good job. I almost walk out, right there. But at the last moment I turn around, still myself, and walk to Rin to crouch down behind her and lightly touch her forehead. She doesn't resist or react. I can't leave her like this. She's not well. She feels like she has a fever, freezing cold and burning hot at the same time. I wonder if she got sick from staying out all night with me back then. It seems she's prone to getting ill. There is a blanket on the couch, but I wrap my arms around Rin instead of fetching it. She does not resist my clumsy hug, only slumps her head lower, deepening the shadows hiding her face from me. What are you doing? Nothing. It's clearly not nothing. I'm not embracing her out of love, nor out of forgiveness, for I am in love, or is she sorry? I just want to hug her. For a moment, the only sound in the room is her heavy breathing. My body warmth, shed between two people, is barely enough, but slowly, painfully, slowly it spreads from me to her. Yeah, no shit, it's the first rule of the thermodynamics. Well, if you consider that 0, 1, the first one. I'm a programmer, okay, I do. The small warmth returning to Rin makes me more conscious of her body against mine. Even in the darkness, I can feel the fleeting scent of Rin's hair, the sweat on her skin, the dried paint stuck in her shirt. I feel the hardness of her bones and the softness of her flesh. Her heartbeat echoing mine, out of rhythm just like always. The hot blood rushing inside me reminds me why I said what I said back then, why I came here even after that, why I am here tonight again, why I am hugging her to keep her safe against the cold and the sadness. Rin has really grown on me inside my heart, claiming a small part of it as her own, without even particularly trying. No, like, it's the complete opposite. She didn't try anything. Rin. Even if she wanted to push me away, I can't help this feeling. Are you alright, Rin? I'm not. I think I broke. I painted some really good things. Incredible. But it hurt me. I can't handle this. You drew the Mona Lisa. Well, congratulations, but you should stop anyways. Her voice cuts out, as there are no more words for her to say. It's not an angry voice, nor a sad voice. It's a lifeless voice. I pat her head. Here we got the head pat. And shoulders. The physical equivalent of saying, there. It's not like I could reassure her with the sweet nothing that people are supposed to say in this kind of situation. Yeah, personally, I always struggle when I'm in the presence of someone that is not doing well. Because I don't know what to say. Like, I'm sorry, I hope you get better, but I don't know really what to say. What should I say? Like, don't worry, I feel you, which is not right, because I can't feel their pain. I understand it, but I cannot feel... I might understand some sort of similar feeling, a weaker one maybe, but I don't feel it, so I can't really say I'm feeling it. I could say I'm close to you, but it sounds so cliche. What should I say? I don't know. I'm sorry, but it's not my fault. Okay, sorry, it's a way to say... It's a way to say that I feel his pain or something like that. Still, I never know what to say. Never. I'm not sure if she would even listen, or be reassured. She didn't react much to my embrace either, as if she didn't care. Maybe she doesn't. At least she doesn't care if she looks sad or not. There are no facades. No attempts to explain herself. No false happiness. Rin is honest. Isao. What is it? You're my friend, right? Right. Will you do me a favor? I can't fix this, but I'm not finished yet. No. If that's the favor you're asking, I might decline. If you mean like finishing a painting, sure. Her dry voice is a mere whisper but a strength. Her last, isn't it? Delivering her meaning much more clearly than her words. I can feel Rin's heart beating against my chest, like a scared little bird. Her entire body is shivering from her fever, from her fear, from her despair. My brain is fast becoming overloaded with the myriad of thoughts this encounter spawned, but I have to push them all aside. I snuggle my nose against her earlobe. Which one? Because one is not allowed. I'm back. What did I miss? Yeah, she's having a panic attack, and she was like from what I understood, she was pleasing herself. I think the game implied that. Heavily implied, actually. And having a moment, yeah. That's the important part, actually. How does she even... Yeah, that's the thing. The same thing I wondered. Yeah, I know that, I know. I think we never get an answer out of that. Or maybe I just misunderstood, but it was pretty... It was pretty clear, actually. Not really said out loud, but... it was... Yeah, grinding herself against herself. And she was like with a heavy painting, so probably... We still don't know what happened, but... Do we really need to know? Actually, yes. Actually, I'm curious. I theorized the size, set it all up. The point is that she's not even using her feet, so... That has to be something else. Alright, I'll do it. I whisper in her ear reassuringly, trying to make her calm down. I'll do it about the helping her finish. The painting, I hope. I whisper in her ear reassuringly, trying to make her calm down. It works at least halfway, as Rin closes her eyes and leans against me as if searching comfort from my warmth. But it is not something friends should do. Okay, she meant... Did she really meant finishing the thing she's doing now? We can't be friends anymore? It's fine, don't worry about it. Just relax. Even though I said that, I'm on the verge of breaking myself. If I wasn't so nervous, I would laugh at my own nervousness. Friends with benefits! No more friends, you're right. She wants to be comforted, and I want to comfort her. But in this way... I move my hand lower, touching the naked skin of her stomach, caressing Rin with my hand. Her muscles contract timidly, evading my touch, but soon they find their trust in me and relax. What the, like muscles could move around the body. Maybe we should... for now it's safe, it's starting to get not safe, okay, that's the... You know what? Here. Fine. Fine, now it's safe. Awesome, we are fine. There was one warm place left in her after all, emitting heat that gets even warmer as I move my hand lower. Playing with fire, I know, wait, you know what? Sure, let's... I will also cover the rest, okay, so... Now I will narrate. I trigger her hitbox carefully from down there, feeling the place where feeling the entrance of the final dungeon. It feels burning, soft and smooth. She opens under my touch, inviting my how? Not a sword. The sword is the other thing. Inviting my soldiers to trigger more the hitbox. Is that good frame data? Also a pretty big hitbox. Rin gasps at the arrival of my soldiers. Soldiers, like... and her voice is not of pain nor surprise. I realize I've been holding my own breath, and let it go in a long stream of air out of my nostrils, and into her hair. Still fine. Okay, still fine. Maybe just to be sure, you know. Okay, just to be sure. Okay. Maybe it's better like this. I could maybe place the game here. Okay, just to show there's a game behind. and the audio. Okay, I think this is pretty fine. you don't even see the context, so I think it's perfect. Don't tickle me. Sorry. Don't stop either. Sorry. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just faking it. I see the word tickle. Oh no, we got an irreparable trauma out of it. I still need to continue the game, which is not even complete. Actually, I really want to continue that and try other games because it's so fun to try random things. It's okay, I don't know what I'm doing either. Wait, I shouldn't show the first line, right? Oh well, too late. I triggered the hitbox, moving my soldiers in a patrol up and down, triggering hitbox from everywhere in different speeds. I listen to the subtle signs that a rim body gives, hoping that she can guide me as I can't see what I'm doing. Well, no shit, open the light. Her breathing gets heavier by the moment, spurred on by my exploring soldiers. You know what? Maybe if there's no image, it's more out of context. Twin hips start moving at the same rhythm as me, guiding me more inside into the final dungeon. She turns her head, looking at me from the corner of her eye. I wonder what she sees, but what I see in her almost scares me. The passion in her eyes is nothing I have ever seen. Her dark eyes is like two black stones against the moonlit skin of her cheek. I kiss her gently on the cheek, right above the bone. My lips are coarse and dry. Okay, slight change of image, because it's doing another thing now. My right hand moves upwards of its own accord, under the white cotton of her shirt, to caress the underside of, the airship, her airship. You know what I mean, like her airship. Sweat gleams on her skin, making it slippery under my hands. She breathes in a sharp, quick intakes in unison with the pulses of her insides against my soldiers. So you have to decipher what I'm saying now, but it's kind of funny. Now there's a zoom. Still nothing exposed, but still, I can feel her heart burning through her shirt against my chest. I move faster, and she moves faster, because we are upgrading our speed stat, because being fast is actually important. Our primitive instinct blinding all reason as her fever becomes sweat, drenching her shirt and her skin. Her passion becomes my own, growing inside me. All those feelings unravel into the basic components. Her softness, her wetness, her hotness, her sadness are the only things that I think. The only things I can think. Oh. Wait a second, if she was using a tool, and then his soldiers... What? We didn't even see what happened. What did she use? Is she doing both? No, I think not. I think the thing before was because she was a single player. I push her in over the edge. Her entire body contracts around my soldiers in a bending, deafening, paralyzing spasm. Her voice is incredible. I never thought it could be so violent, so absolute for a girl. Later I would come to think that this is finally This finally was the moment when Rin fully let herself go, and in one single instant destroyed and rebuilt herself, just like she had wanted. Whether it's the truth or not, I couldn't say, but that's how I felt. And now we return to the previous scene. I can show this. Okay, we are back. Rin gasps for breath like she's drowning, returning to reality because she has no other choice. Her entire body is still in the throes of the slowly dying moment. What is the throes? Intense violent pain and struggle, accompanying a big challenge. Okay, interesting. Pairs of sweat are glistening on her forehead. I am feeling my own heat inside of me, but now the spur of the moment is gone, and I don't know what to say to Rin, who is panting, hot and ecstatic in my arms. Her shirt, wet with sweat, is glued to her back, revealing hints of her shoulder blades and waistline. She feels limp, weak, exhausted. I reach out for the blanket and wrap it around her and me. Rin doesn't resist me. She is drained of all strength. What will happen now? I don't know. Nothing, I suppose. You look tired. I am tired. It feels strange, like I lost something. Yeah, it's called Virgilius, right, from the Divine Comedy. Was it? I mean, something else than my... Yeah, she mentioned it. Something else than my... Virgilius, right? The curse. Oh, okay, thanks. Don't say something like that. Neither of those things. I don't want to lose you. What does that mean? I'm not going anywhere. I'm afraid you are. All the time. In that moment, I felt that it was not only Rin who lost something of hers. I felt like I was losing a part of myself. Or maybe all of me. But if you were to ask what was it that I lost, I couldn't say, because I had already forgotten it. I broke another promise by coming out with my honest feelings to Rin. That's two in one day. I hate the distance between you and me, so every time it gets a little bit closer, I become afraid of losing it. That's weird. Doesn't count if you do like that. Well, surely counts more than holding hands, right? Or is it? I guess so. Do you mind if I sleep a little? No, I guess you don't. You like watching? Rin, that's not like it. Stop it. She closes her eyes and swallows with a loud gulp. The saliva, nothing happened actually. Trying to relax herself, fighting against the urge to paint. Yes, I do. Rin moves her body in my arms, searching for a comfortable position in our very uncomfortable position. That's some very deep words here. She leans against me, closing her eyes and lets one last long breath, before settling into the steady rhythm of sleep. With her last moment of awareness, she whispers something to me, but I can't hear it. Rin drifts deeper into sleep, with a deep sigh that releases all remaining tension from her muscles. I try to shift around to place both of us more comfortably. It takes a while because I don't want to wake up Rin, even though she probably wouldn't. But eventually I find a position I am somewhat comfortable with. I lean against the soft cushion of the couch and breathe in the cool air of the atelier. Rin's head rests against my chest, as if she were listening to my heartbeat. Echoes of her dream ripple as a small twitches on her face, like a cat sleeping the mouse hunter's dream. The full moon, shining her pale light upon us from beyond the skylight, reflects from a blank canvas standing forgotten on the easel. Its whiteness is glowing against the dark night of the atelier. Next day, and we are sleeping with Rin. Like in the sense of the word. Not like we are totally innocent though. Okay, I think we can stop when we will leave maybe from here. We see. We are here 3 hours though. I think this could be a nice point to stop. Okay, probably would be better to stop later, but we are 3 hours in. I prefer to not get too tired because reading everything is something tiresome. Also, again, it will last longer, right? Okay. He saddens me to stop here, but it's for also not having long lives and everything. Again, I think that a good trick could be shorter lives, but more lives. I don't know. Okay. That's everything for today. We see if we could raid the Ragnarok aesthetic or just stop here. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for coming by. We will continue again next Sunday, if there are nothing else. And yeah, next week we finally start making RPG Maker live streams of development. Very short ones though, 1 hour maximum, something more. And I will still go on with RPG Maker lives. I will keep them going each week, probably. This is kinda sad though. Needed comforting, it wasn't really spontaneous. What do you mean? What? The fact that she tried to get the happiness in that way, maybe? No. What do you mean it wasn't spontaneous? Because Isao kinda felt like hugging her and helping her at the start. Isao acted out of his instinct at the start when he hugged her, when he saw her on the ground. Okay, we see. What did I press? The mod view, okay. And we see if we can afford the ride. We will continue this next Sunday. And we will see you on Tuesday or Wednesday or Friday. No, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. For other streams. I have the para table as always. So, thanks a lot for coming by. Please stay for the raid, which may or may not happen. And we see ya whenever happens.